Hey everybody, life is kind of weird. It's been really hard to find a time to play games together, mostly because I missed our last recording session. So this week we're going to reshare an old episode where Zach GMs a game of Quest. Quest is a really cool setting or game set rule set where it's really easy to get people who've never played RPGs to play. So I hope you enjoy this episode. I hope you give Quest a chance. It's actually like grown a lot since we recorded this episode. So go check out all of that information. We'll put links in the description. Bye. Welcome to Dungeons and Designers, a podcast where visual communicators communicate without visuals. I'm your DM, Will Churin. Let's get rolling.
Hi guys, welcome to our imagination station, the fantasy world, if you will, of Dungeons and Designers. Today we're obviously doing something a little different. You can see all of our wonderful faces and mine. And today, hey guys, say hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey Will, hey Dan, hey Courtney, hey Nancy.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Peachy Keen, Jelly Bean. Today we are playing a different game, first of all, besides being live. We are playing Quest, one of my new favorite role-playing systems created by TC Sodic with art by Graham Wilkins, Mariana Learmonth, and Kevin Sodic. It's a pretty rules-light, kind of player-friendly role-playing game made for stuff like this. A lot of storytelling, streaming, podcasting kind of stuff. You only need one of these, a D20, your imagination, and some friends. Those last two I can't help you with, but these you can get from a lot of places. One of the things I really like about Quest is it's less about just getting in there and elfing it up. It's more about having a conversation and telling a story together. And the character sheets and the world sheets actually look like a conversation you fill out. And I think what we'll do first is have you guys introduce your characters. Does anybody want to go first before I introduce the world and kind of what you're going to be getting into today? All right, fine. Courtney, you go first.
Yeah, I'll go. Great. And I'll say this in my normal voice. Do character voices in a minute. So my name is Emily, and I go by she, her. I'm 203 years old, pretty old for this world. Stand about just under 5 feet tall, and I'm the party's ranger. And whenever I walk into a room, the first thing that you notice about me is that I have a very furrowed brow and pursed lips. Like I'm not very happy about much. And I have a Mother of Kittens t-shirt. I also have a trail of cats behind me that are just constantly rotating out. I wear really big dark sunglasses to kind of hide my eyes. And I have a cardigan that is relentlessly covered in cat hair. Like no matter how many times you use a felt roll or whatever, it just does not come off. There's always one left. And I move with conviction into a room. So I'm from the millennial era, where my people are known for their love of succulents, brunch, and selfies. And I believe in doing whatever it takes to get to our end means. But my vanity side can get in the way. And that's mainly because I dream of getting my cats to trend on social media.
Fantasy media?
Yeah, I'd imagine social media is just posting pictures of your cats on all the public announcement boards in all the towns. So you're trying to get them on as many as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take drawings of them in various adventures. That's Emily.
Great, thank you. Dan, why don't you go next?
I actually don't know where mine is, so I have to...
I can go.
Yeah.
Okay, today in Quest, I'll be playing Kyron, our party's doctor. I'm a lizard folk of the leopard gecko kind. When you see me, you'll see that I've got this dry, spotted skin, this big, fat tail that drags behind me, and these black eyes. In addition to that appearance, I wear fairly common clothes like bright white cloth t-shirt, a bright white pair of shorts, and a brown belt. And in my belt, I have a large mallet hanging, a slingshot, and I wear these giant, big, chunky combat boots.
Chunky docs. I like it.
All right, Nancy, you want to introduce our guest, Zach?
Yeah. Nancy is she's new to me on Instagram, but she does a lot of D&D inspired artwork and lettering that is just amazing and beyond my grasp. What's your Instagram handle?
It's at Fancy and Wonder.
It's amazing. The cauldrons and the dice bags, it's great stuff. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today, especially to be thrown in front of the virtual wolves on our first live show. Thank you for...
Oh, I'm used to it. If anything I learned from Scotty's side hustling coaching program, sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith and go for it. So
yeah, Scotty Russell, right?
Yeah, Scotty Russell.
That's how I know Nancy. I know Nancy through... I think it was some of his posts recently. He's been showing like all the people that are going through his coaching program.
Yeah.
And I saw a whole bunch of D&D stuff come up, and it piqued my interest.
And now I want pizza.
Yeah.
If you know who Scotty is, that makes sense. All right. Sorry, Nancy. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries, Zach. All right. So my character is, her name is Sage Star River. She goes by she. She's probably the youngest of the group. She's 18. She's Gen Z. So she's going to have a lot of fun with Emily over there and Gen Millennial over there. She stands about 4 feet tall, and I'm the party's naturalist. When people first see me, they noticed her skin is actually has a bark-like texture to it, with vines kind of like wrapping around it. She has purple eyes with a little gold fleck in them, and she wears a purple flower crown that gets changed out daily. Because flowers don't last that long. She wears a layered floral dress, and she actually goes around barefoot. And she moves with this sort of music in her feet, so she's almost kind of like dancing while she's with the party. She comes from a remote village of tree houses. Her people live up in the treetops, and they're known for throwing the littest parties in all the world. And she believes in enjoying life to the fullest, but unfortunately that gets in the way sometimes with what the party does, because they want to like focus on a task and get it done, and she just wants to have fun and is very easily distracted. And because she's all about having fun, her dream is to throw the biggest party in all of like the world in history, and just go down as like one of the best people ever, like in history of throwing a big party.
That's awesome. I think something like that might happen today. Did you find it, Dan?
You're muted, Dan.
No, I'm not. You're good. My name is Glamdring. Go as he or him. I'm 19 years old and stand 6 foot 4 inches tall. I'm the party's wizard. When people see me, they first notice my elaborate mask, green skin, and wide separated eyes. I wear an elaborate mask, brown robes, and move with a leaping vigor. I'm from Swampington, where my people are known for jumping and eating flies. I believe in Binya Binya Pollywog, but my jumpy side can get in my way. And I dream of living a life without shame and without my mask. I carry a stave, knife, and a magic candle.
That's amazing. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, let me introduce the world real quick. Your story begins in the coastal city of Burrell, a bustling trade hub rife with opportunity. From the shifting sands in the south to the million lakes in the east, you'll find peace and prosperity. In this world, magic is common, danger is rarely seen, and daily life is abundant with pleasures. People here are hopeful that the great harvest will be upon them, but strange things are afoot. And The four of you have each noticed a large, colorful poster on the public announcement boards in your town. The poster was largely made up of a beautiful illustration of a mountain full of lush blues, delicate pink accents, rich purples, and white frosted tips. Beneath the mountain was a call for teams of adventurers to attempt to conquer the dangerous path to the top and to earn their place in the halls of history. What really caught your attention, though, and caused each of you to travel for days to attempt your own climb was the wording at the top. In huge block letters, it just read, "Defeat the Big Rock Candy Challenge. Fame and riches to those who conquer these sweet peaks." The four of you find yourself outside of a large wooden circular arena now after traveling. And you're looking up at a closed gate beneath a sign that just says, "Heroes Welcome." The gate opens, spilling the laughter, boos, and cheers from the crowd out into the world as you move to the side towards a wooden shed adorned with a spin wheel game on the outside. As you move aside, 3 stretchers are carried out by a team of elf medics mumbling to themselves and barking out orders to their teammates preparing horse-drawn carts. You didn't get a good look at the wounded, but you could see that some of them were crying, some had purple goop on them, and they all smelled like sugar. You turn around to look at this wooden shed as the gates close again, and you can see just peeking above it 2 little eyes on top of a head and huge 2-foot-long elf ears. And you just hear this little voice go, "Excuse me, hey guys, come here real quick."
Is this dude talking to us?
"Hey guys, are you here to try the adventure on the Big Rock Candy Mountain over there? Is that what you guys are here for? I seem to talk to you if that's..."
Sign me up. Where do I go?
He's trying to jump up and get your attention. "Come here, you gotta sign some stuff first."
What's he look like?
Glamdring springs into action and flies over to the area.
When you get over to the gate, you can see just behind this tall shelf inside, or a tall counter in this wooden shelf, is a 3-foot-tall elf person who seems to be young, but talks to you like he's a lot older than he is. He's about 3 feet tall, blue skin, dark hair, and his ears go up and out 2 feet above his head. And he's got a little name tag on that says Thompson. And when you hop over there, he looks up and counts you, and then ducks under and comes back up with 4 clipboard with contracts on it and sets it in front of you and says, "If you guys want to try, I'm going to need you to sign these." What do you do?
I grab the paper and stick a big old signature on it without reading and hand it back to him.
I lift my mask up and a long tongue comes out and just slaps the paper and some kind of spittle leaves on, and I pull it back and then just shut my mask.
After seeing that, I reach my arm as far as I can and just scribble, not on a line, just on the page anywhere.
Sage just looks at the group and she takes a flower. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a kind of wilted flower, and she just sticks it on top of on the contract.
Thompson just looks at the contracts and stacks them up and looks up at you guys. He's like, "So you understand the rules? You're good to go? I'll take all these now. Any questions?"
How long we got?
Where's the party for it afterwards?
He looks at the contract and looks up at you guys. He's like, "You didn't even read this, did you? Do you know? Okay, fine." And he sets it on the counter. And he's like, "Okay, look, so to attack the mountain, you're each going to have to join up. It takes a team of 4, and you got 1 hour to reach the summit. Sound good?"
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. If you complete the task, like the poster, did you guys see the posters? And I'm assuming you all nod. If you complete the task, you and your village will be richly rewarded. And if you don't, the village will be destroyed and be trapped here forever. Yeah, let's go ahead and spin this wheel real quick.
While spinning, I'm just like, it's not our village.
Yeah, seems fair.
No, not this village. Your village where you came from. That village. Be destroyed.
We better do good then.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So everybody that gets to try to attack the mountain gets to spin that wheel one time and see if they can get a special item to start attack with. So who wants to try to spin first?
I'll go first.
I
Oh, everyone.
All right, Flower Lady, you're up first. So I just need
Sweet.
you to roll your die for me real quick.
Okay.
And the way Quest works, we only use a D20, right? Always?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have a rainbow one too. So
Nice.
Nice.
There we go.
varying character. 14.
Okay, 14. Thompson says, "Okay, great, you got 14." The wheel has a bunch of numbers on it. Sorry. And he kind of ducks down and reaches under the desk, and you can see his ears poking up, and he just digs around. And he comes back, and he sets a magic crystal ball about the size of an apple in front of you on the counter.
Oh.
He says, "This is the scrying sphere. Crying sphere. Just be careful." And what the crying sphere does, the sphere makes a noticeable and ongoing ring sound that echoes nearby when something is uncovered. For one adventure point, once per turn, when you hold the sphere and gaze into it, you can use the scry spell. You flash forward in time to glimpse your actions in the near future. For the next hour, you can avert any failure by redoing a roll of the die, but you must take the result of the new. So you have that. Who's next? Who wants to
After
spin?
I'll just sprawling over to the spin and throw a little suction cup a part of my hand and spin the wheel.
All right, roll that die.
Roll a 9.
9. Oh, you'll like this one. Thompson ducks back down. He comes back up and just sets this huge two-handed greatsword in front of you that appears to be impossibly black. It almost like the dark, like the light around it almost seems to be sucked into it. And he's like, "Here, this is the nightmare. Just be careful, okay?" And he steps back and he opens his book and explains to you that Nightmare is a two-handed greatsword. On triumph, the sword gives its target a waking nightmare for the next minute, rendering it completely unable to act. This effect is dispelled if the victim of the nightmare takes damage. If the wielder scores a catastrophe on an attack with the sword, they receive the nightmare instead. And it does 3 damage instead of the standard 2 damage most weapons.
And I grab it with my suction cup hand, and I take it back, and I look at my stave, and I go, "Wah," and I throw it behind my back.
Who knew a single roll of the wheel could change a wizard so drastically?
All right, guys, step back up. Your time's about to start. Who wants to go next?
Oh, I'll go. And I grab the bottom rung and I flip it up.
Rolling
I get
it
a 4.
inverse.
You got a 4?
Yeah.
All right. Again, you can see Thompson just disappear under the thing, and he comes back up, and he just sets this black velvet bag in front of you, and he goes, "Here you go. These are the mischievous marbles. I think you'll like these." And he opens the book and explains, "This is a bag of marbles. It feels kind of slippery to the touch. When you use it, it costs 1 adventure point. But when you open the bag, the marbles spill out, and they roll around, seeking any creature nearby who they might. They are especially interested in people who are carrying things or children holding ice cream cones. So
Nice.
they will help you trip something up. All right, big guy, you're next. Spin away."
And I walk up and I pull my mallet out of my belt and I just wail on it as hard as I can. And as it spins, it's over and over and over and over again, and it hits a 12.
12.
When he smacks it with his mallet, you can see I'm just getting really nervous. I'm like, "Oh no, he's gonna break the wheel."
I think pieces do kind of fly off. I'm like, "Where's the last team going?"
Thompson just glares at you, and he's like, "Oh, all right, fine." And he reaches under and grabs the repeater and sets it down on the counter for you.
Did I just
He's
get
like,
a
"Here
gun?
you go, jerk." It's a compact magic crossbow that straps to your forearm. The repeater has an internal magazine of 4 magical guided bolts. When fired on a target in range, all 4 bolts release rapidly, dealing 4 damage, 1 per. The bolts are guided magically to the target, and you cannot use it again until it's reloaded. And it costs 2 adventure points to reload.
Okay.
And he's like, "All right, fine. You guys, good luck." And he just reaches up and he touches on the counter, jumps up, grabs the shutter, and just pulls it down right in front of him. Kind of upset about having to clean up and repair the hut now.
Bye.
Once the shutter on the gate is closed, the large gate on the arena opens again. And you can hear the crowd kind of settle down a little bit, some mumbers and whispers. And you guys walk into the arena. In the sky above the arena, there is a large counter that just says 1 hour. Just kind of floating Hunger Games style in the sky above it. Besides the filled arena, stadium's about 20 feet high. You look in front of you, and there is... Where'd my notes go? You walk in and you see this... it's clear that it's not a real mountain. Somebody built this mountain, and it's been through its paces. You can see some like steel studs sticking out in parts where the concrete's kind of weaker. And what's in front of you is a 42-foot tall person-made mountain. There are 3 levels to it. There are 2 paths that you can see right now. There's one going to the left with a tunnel that kind of slopes up to the 2nd level. And on the right, about 10 feet away, is what appears to be a licorice rope course. There's some ropes you can go up, like a rope bridge, and that also goes to the 2nd level. On the right path with the rope course, you can kind of see what looks like rocks into the mountain. Then it opens up, and there's a flat 2nd level. And on either end of that, there are 2 stairs that go up to a flat 3rd level. On the 2nd level, you can just see some piles of old discarded weapons and shields from people who have tried their best in the past. And once you get in there and you see all this, the doors close behind you and you hear cheers and boos come from all over the crowd, and the timer starts ticking down. Which path do you choose?
They
I don't
really
know.
need to get better lighting here. It's like so drab and dab.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I don't think I can do the licorice course. How about go left?
I don't even like licorice. Let's go left.
Yeah, licorice doesn't taste good. The ones they made, it looks kind of like, ugh.
Is it red or black?
Oh, black.
Oh, it's the worst.
Ugh, it's the worst. Gross.
So at least 3 of us are going left.
What are you doing
Not
there,
Azhag.
Glimdring?
Yeah.
I'll follow. I'll follow.
All right, you all start heading into the tunnel, and it goes about, it's a 10-foot incline. It's straight about 2 feet, then it goes up 10 feet, and then it goes for 2 feet before it opens into the 2nd level. And as soon as you get in there, the entrance on the other, you can hear like a mechanical whirring. It's like a, and then a chink as something closes, and then the light on the other end of the tunnel is gone, and you hear like a suck, like a sucking, and then a plop, a sucking and a plop. Then behind you, you hear it again, another door open and then close, and then the sucking and the pop. And on either side of the tunnel that you're now about halfway up, you can see a kind of a shifting blob that's a light brown color. And in different spots around it, there's no eyes or anything. You can see tips of swords and tips of shields kind of poking and coming out of random. And what you realize is that these two giant caramel chews that look kind of melted because of the heat in the springtime are starting to slowly move towards you on either side. Who went in first?
Probably me.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to do the licorice.
I'm like, I'm making it to the door.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make my way over there.
I'm gonna cock my laser gun.
Okay. Well, I think you're going to get to go first because you're surprised. You guys are all caught off guard by these things, but they're coming pretty slowly at you. And in Quest, one thing we didn't talk about before is there's not really an initiative system like in other role-playing games. We kind of go thematically. We'll see how this works. If it doesn't, we'll change it on the second level. But yeah, we'll play it that way. So I think it makes sense. Emily's closest to the caramel chew coming from the top of the stairs
Okay.
or the top of the ramp. So you get to go first.
So we're still in the tunnel though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 10-foot tunnel and they're on the two flat parts. So they're about 5 feet away from you on either side. That
Okay.
makes sense.
I'm gonna try to get around one of them to the wall,
Okay.
if that's possible, and aim for if I see any kind of a head with my laser gun and take a shot.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah, 17.
So something kind of interesting happens. You shoot it with the laser, and it doesn't seem to really slow down any, but it kind of starts to burn away from that spot.
Okay.
Like you see some singeing going away from it, and it's starting to, instead of going just down the hill, you can tell it's kind of turning and starting to come towards you slowly. Who was second in the cave or the tunnel?
I can say I was.
Okay.
That was Kyron, yeah.
So after I see that, I'm just gonna run past Emily, jump in the air, and then with one big boot just come down crushing on it with my foot.
Okay. When you do that, it just grabs onto you and starts to pull you into it.
As a reaction, can I use that bow I got, that repeater? Just be like, oh no,
Sure.
no, and I'll just try to shoot at it.
Yeah, it just sucks in the arrows and just keeps moving towards Emily.
Hmm.
I would assume that's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your fate.
You're now stuck inside of this one at the top of the tunnel.
And I have an empty repeater.
Yeah. But the arrows are kind of floating, like you can see them floating close to you. And I think Nancy's gonna go next.
Sage like, well, this is not the party I was thinking about, but like Kyron just got eaten. I don't know if I guess I'll try something. I'll try to move a little bit closer up to the blob of caramel.
I will say, as you're starting to move, they start shifting again, and both ends of the tunnel are now almost completely covered, and it's getting very, very hard to see.
Oh boy.
So if anybody, I don't know, you guys can't really see in the dark. If anybody has a candle or a torch or anything.
I do not have a
I do not
candle.
have one.
Someone
I don't
does
either.
though. Someone's got a magic
Yeah?
candle.
It's not my turn.
Who had the magic candle?
I do, but it's not my turn.
Okay.
let's see, what can I do? I'm gonna try to see if I can melt it. I'm gonna use my burn ability,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna like cut my mouth and go, and I blow this stream of hot air that just surrounds the entire like caramel. See if I can
Okay.
start melting it.
The
This is
caramel
the-
that my foot is currently stuck in, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
mhm.
cool. Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Karen, roll for me real quick.
I don't know if it matters, but my people do come from a desert town. I roll a 20,
Okay.
so it obviously
So-
matters.
This hot air you blow at it starts coming, and you can see the caramel just twists back as it almost shrinks down some and starts dropping swords and shields. It lets go of Kieran, who where do you go? Do you grab the wall? Do you land next to it? Where do you go?
Let's say I fall over because I start reaching for my arrows.
Okay.
Immediately as they start like coming out, I just like start grabbing for them.
Yeah, so you're next to it. You've got the arrows. Your thing is reloaded now because you've landed and reloaded it, so you don't have to use the adventure points for that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, you're good. So you land, and you can see it's not pulling back. It's shifted and smaller, and it's still going towards Emily. Because it doesn't, it's just this hot wind is affected. It's not sure quite who it came from. So, Glamdring, you're up.
All right. Just to refamiliarize, how many points can I spend?
As many as you want to. You have 10 right now. If you roleplay real good, I might give you.
And you can use like one a turn, like one.
You can move and do one action a turn.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna kind of be sprawling it along, sprawling, and I'm actually
totally
just
human-like.
Yeah, I'm
just
just
sprawling like a human.
I sprawling and I stand up real straight and like talk about water cooler talk, and then I'll summon a familiar. I'm gonna summon a hedgehog.
Okay.
Do I have to roll anything for that?
Nope. You have a hedgehog.
I now have a hedgehog.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do anything further than that or no?
No, you're good. So you said it's a hedgehog?
Yes.
He's like, he looks at you. He's like, oh, well, hey, boss. What are we doing here? It's dark. I can't see anything. What's happening? Why do I sound so much like Thompson?
I just say, ahoy, ye, little spiny boy, and
are we doing that? Arr, yeah, let's go. Arr.
Go attack that sludge over there.
That thing?
Yes.
All right. He just runs into it and gets sucked up and just instantly disappears.
No needles.
Just
no nothing.
vanishes right away.
All right. I'm just testing out. Hey guys, no! I think it's immune to physical.
As I clean off my boot, I'm like, yeah, maybe.
And I'm just like, and I sprawling, and I lift my mask up and a fly real quick, and then I close my mask.
The one at the bottom just slowly keeps creeping towards you and is now about 2 feet away from you on the bottom side of it. It's still getting darker. There's more light coming from the top because the one that was hit with burn and the laser has shrunk more and is starting to try to consume Emily. Emily, you are now, it's got you caught between the wall you got into, and you have now been sucked into it, and it's getting harder to breathe, and you take 2 points of damage.
Didn't think I'd go out like this.
And since you're stuck inside, I need you to roll to try to get out of it.
13.
Okay. You get out of it. Which way do you go when you get out? How do you get out of it?
I want to use my gun and I don't know if this is overpowered, but shoot a circle around myself and step out.
Okay. Yeah, so you definitely do that, and it pulls back even more. And it's like probably half the size it was when you saw it get in there. But you're now covered in goop and out of it.
Okay. Not today.
And Kieran, you're closest to it now. So
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Emily's still stuck, right?
No, she's out.
Oh, well, then I'm going to try and use my spell. First spell. I'm going to try to do what's called modulate, and I can make the ooze or the caramel feel way too hot. I'm going to try to make it feel like it's melting from the inside out.
Okay.
Cool.
It just makes them it just makes them feel hot. That's cool.
Yeah, I want to make it feel like it's melting from the inside.
Yeah. It's gone. It not as fast as it could it's not fast, but it's turned and it's starting to contract on itself to try to get harder to stop melting away because it thinks it's going to turn into goo soon, but it has left the top entrance. And that one, it goes, and you don't see where it goes yet because it leaves the tunnel and goes to the right towards the mountain base, and you can hear the door open and close again.
Okay. For my movement, I'm going to try to like chase it next to the door and see if it opens when I get nearby.
No, you don't see anything. You see it just shut,
So
and you can't find it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's still the one at the bottom of the tunnel, and I think Dan's character Glimdring is closest to it, so you get to go next.
All right.
This is the fresh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I will. Where am I? I'll magic strike the caramel. I guess.
Learning a new system.
Magic
Magic strike sounds good.
From my sword that I just got, my blackness sword, I shoot a shivering missile of force in a straight line, and I'm actually gonna overload the missile for 2 points and hit him for 4.
All right, roll for me.
So it says hitting the target
I know, but
automatically.
You know what? Because you're not really actually using Nightmare. Yeah, the shimmering missile force in a straight line of the target you see dealing 2 damage, and you overpowered it for 4. And it hits, and you can just see chunks of caramel just fly off and just stick to the wall. And it's about 3 times, or like a third of what it was when it first came in there.
Nice. Let's go.
But it's still moving towards you.
Perfect.
Just going to close my window real quick because there's guys on motorcycles outside.
Fantasy motorcycles.
See if that helps.
Yeah.
Brat.
And Sage is up.
Oh, so seeing Glamdring kind of like just like obliterate the caramel, she's like, "Yay!" She like jumps up, and then she's gonna try to move a little bit closer to him.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that they're still like trying to close back up together on him, so she's just gonna like, well, let's see if they're gonna melt this time, and then she's gonna like blow out air again, blow out the hot air and swirl it around them, see if they kind of melt back into nothing.
Yeah, it just, as you blow the hot air, it just kind of goes into a puddle and kind of seeps down into the bricks on the floor and the concrete, and it's gone. There are no more caramel monsters. Yay!
We solved your caramel puzzle.
So as you move up to the second floor, I imagine, Karen's still watching the door. You kind of investigate around it. You can't find any. You see the seam a little bit, but there's no other parts of the door that you can see.
Okay, I want to hit it with my mallet.
Okay. Roll for me.
Yeah, of course.
While Kyron's doing that, Sage is gonna walk over to Emily's like, "Are you gonna get this for your like Instagram too? Because I like totally need to get this like dark cave vibe that we got going on. It'd be like really cool filter."
I grunt. And I roll a 10.
Strike a pose.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start my sketch now.
Some dirt kind of falls near it.
I do not have time for these Gen Zs and their spring break.
It's mostly dark, but I can make out your face a little.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put some caramel drip.
Yep. We use this filter. Like it totally brightens up its eyelashes, and we can put flower rings around it. Mm-hmm.
And your lovely purple
handle.
crown.
I totally need to add you. Like I need to get your deets. Like we can go like blow this up on Tumblr, and
As they're talking, there's kind of this pile of armor and shield. It's like 4 swords, 3 wooden shields in the middle of this second level platform. It stretches about 20 feet across the man-made mountain, and it kind of starts to stir and move around a little bit. And it lifts off of the ground. And in the center is, what's happening? There's 5 gummy bears, or 5 gummy worms that are connected in the center mass in the middle. 2 of them have swords. one of them has a shield, and the other two are acting like feet. And it just starts running and wiggling and trying to just like it sees where you're at and just starts waving the swords as it comes closer to you. And I think you two were in the middle trying to get your Instagram shot. So Sage, you go first.
Okay. Is it still dark in this cave because we don't have a candle yet?
No, you've come out on this middle
Okay.
platform, so you're out of the dark tunnel and into the
Okay.
light, and you can hear the crowd cheering for the
Mhm.
gummy worm monster.
Now, question: like, do I notice if the gummy worm is like a standard gummy worm, or does it have like little like specks of sugar on it, like it's a sour gummy worm?
Oh, it's full on sour, just sugar
Oh, those are
everywhere,
my
just crystals
favorite.
of flavor.
So hard. I'm gonna have to eat it afterwards. I don't know if that cannibalism or some weird monster. I don't know. Might be a new trend I can get started. I am going to, let's see, what can I do? Well, I did burn a lot. Well, I did blow a lot of hot air earlier. Let me out of it. Lots of heartburn. I'm gonna see. Let's step up a little closer. I'm gonna hold out my hand. My hand, and my arm starts like the vines start like kind of growing, like kind of twisting around me, and then like throw out, and I use my thorn ability. And it looks like I'm supposed to roll, but
Yeah.
it depends. But it's how you want to call it back. So
Yeah, roll for me, because if you get the 20, then the thorn will have extra poison in it.
so close. 19.
Okay. So you just hit one of the worms that's acting as an arm holding a sword, and it's still just coming right at you. And since you guys were distracted, it's going to swing one of its swords at you, Sage,
Mm-hmm.
and it hits for 2 damage. And it's going to swing the other leg with one of the shields holding at Emily. And it misses and drops the shield right next to your leg. And the other arm that was swinging comes down and hits the ground and throwing it off balance. But Emily, you're up. So it's
The
kind of
shield-
falling away from you with a shield on the ground.
Okay, and it's in front of me.
Yeah.
I want to pick up the shield and back up a couple feet. I'm gonna stick with my handy laser gun, because if this is anything like the other ones, that's gonna
Pew
be
pew
the
pew
take it.
pew.
I want to try to take off one of its arms,
Okay.
one with the sword in it, and get it around the shoulder, like the end of the worm.
Sure.
3. So
Okay.
Fun.
So with a 3, in Quest, when you roll the die, each section of like a 1 is a catastrophe, a 2 to 5 is a failure, 6 to 10 is a tough choice, 11 to 19 is a success, and a 20 is a triumph. On a failure of 2 to 5, you fail your intended action and you face a setback that I choose. So what happens, you go to blast it, and because of how much you use the laser gun in the tunnel, it overheats and just kind of poof, like some like electricity bolts kind of come off the top of it, and it's not going to work anymore.
okay.
That was
And-
quick.
And Glamdring is coming out, and he gets to go next because Kieran's going to go last. I think he was distracted by trying to open the door and was further away from where
Yeah.
the monster was coming.
That's fair.
So Glamdring, you're muted, but the worm monster is in front of Emily and is falling towards the mountains. It still has 3 swords and 1 shield left.
Sproing into battle. And I, from my mighty blade, I magic strike again. With an overlord.
You
Overload.
are doing the overload?
Yes.
Okay. So when you hit it with this magical force, it go ahead and roll for me real quick.
13.
Okay. So it falls backwards, dropping one of the swords behind it. It hits the wall and falls on the sword, and you can see the ball in the middle of it kind of cut in half, and it
Ooh.
splits in two.
You're welcome, gang.
We have 2 worms to deal with now.
Perfect.
I'm assuming, is it still alive? Are the 2 parts alive?
That one's dead, but the 2 parts are wiggling. And one of them grabs a sword and a shield, and the other one grabs a sword and a shield, and the one on the left starts moving towards Kieran, and the other one starts moving towards Glamdring.
Can I do
And-
something to react to that or no?
No, it's Kieran's turn.
Would we say that these worm things have flesh?
I think so. I'd call it
would-
flesh.
I would say forms have flesh.
All right. I'm going to run up and I'm going to grab it and kick it. But as I'm grabbing it, I'm going to do corrupt. And I'm going to give it an infected wound on the flesh and turn it black and green. The spell hits for 1 HP immediately. And again at the beginning of the target's next turn, a total of 2 damage.
All right. So the one on the left, when you hit it, it starts to go from like a purple fading into a blue gradient to a green fading into a black gradient.
Yeah, and I say, this bro's expired.
It starts slowing.
Woof.
It starts slowing down, but it's still coming at you. And once you get done with that, it swings its sword, trying to come right at you, Kieran.
I'm
And
not scared.
good, you shouldn't be. Because it drops the sword and just keeps flailing towards you and just lands on it and falls over and splits into 2 again.
Ugh.
So now they haven't gotten up yet, but there are 2 wiggling worms in front of you on the ground. And there's a larger worm coming at Glamdring. And it's just going to swing at you and try to catch the face mask. Feels like the nose is a weak point. And it catches you right on the tip of the nose for 2 damage. Does the mask fall apart or take damage? You're muted. Oh, now you're just glare. Okay. Does the mask take damage or just you?
Sorry, that was me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess my mask is very light, so I assume I would take damage.
Okay, so you take 2 damage. And then it's your turn.
Oh! All right,
Does the
so
mask
I'll re-
break?
That's up to you, bud.
It's up to me? Wow. Okay, this is a whole nother world. I would say there's a crack, but like it's still like holding together.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I keep looking at that crack.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, you understand? I'm like feeling my mask real quick. I'm like, oh god, no, they're gonna know my.
But like
my-
while
my
you do that,
identity.
you've got these giant green sticky hands.
Yeah, like suction cupping all over my own
Oh,
mask,
wow.
Like,
and then I'll just swing out in dire defense with my blade.
Okay, now roll for me.
who's this bro think he is?
5.
You got a 5.
Yeah, bud.
Okay. So like I said before, 2 to 5 is a failure. You fail your intended action, and you have a setback that I choose. So
Let's go.
you swing the sword so hard because you're so mad about the mask, and you kind of just end up spinning around. And when you come back facing the party, your mask has just it just flew off
No!
somewhere in the spin.
I'm literally, they know I'm a frog. I just sprung into the nearest bush. Just
Yeah,
Do
and
you
I'm
mind
like,
if I document this?
We need
I'm
to
too
totally
busy
get
being
this,
in a
like,
bush
on
to
IG
respond.
right now.
You just start drawing.
And I'm imagining like the bush you're behind is like a cardboard cutout of a bush, since this is all like a man-made mountain. It's just like a
I'm just like really pathetically hidden behind nothing.
I'm like,
yeah.
Aw.
dude, this man's a frog.
Leave me alone. Sproing.
It all makes sense now.
Even the worm that was in front of you attacking you is kind of like, huh? And like puts his arms and hands out and just kind of like trying
Don't
to.
hate me. I'm an amphibian.
Hashtag not a human.
We all
say
are
Frog legs for
speciest.
days.
Sage, it's your turn. The two worms that are in front of Kieran are starting to get back up.
How big are the
They're-
ones in front of me?
So the big one, it's about half of one of the arms on the first one. They're very small.
Okay.
They're probably about 1.5 feet in length.
I kind of want to save one of them. Making me hungry, like really, like I really like sour stuff. So
Eating is an attack.
I know it is. But I need to save it for later. I'm just gonna step up a little bit closer, and then I'm going to actually reach into my bag, pop like a blue pill in my mouth, and then I just like blow out again. But this time, I'm gonna blow out cold air and I'm gonna do freeze for
Okay.
1 point of damage. And it looks like I can roll, see if I can try to see if I can freeze it.
Okay.
In case it's
Nice.
really nice. So. No, 5.
Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's definitely moving slower because of the attack. And
It's kind of like you put it in the fridge, not the freezer.
right.
Mhm.
Easy mistake.
And Emily, you're up.
I'm behind the shield still, right? I think I am.
Yeah, you're
And
kind of
I-
on the edge looking at them. There's two that are starting to squirm in front of Kieran, and then the larger,
Yeah.
about mid-sized one is where Glamdring used to be.
Okay.
Because
I'm
he's not
gonna-
hiding.
See how this works.
Okay.
But pull out my black velvet bag
Okay.
and release the marbles in the direction of the bigger one.
Okay. So yeah, it's one adventure point, and they start moving towards him as this worm starts moving towards where Glamdring moved to, and the first marble hits and it starts kind of sliding and shifting, and then the next couple hit it and it moves closer to the edge, and by the time the last one gets there, it just free falls off the side of the second story of the, and the large one is gone. You can see it hit the bottom, like over the mountain it hit, and it's not reforming into two. It's kind of just splattered, and there's like some goop puddle and just like chunks of it all over the place, and it's gone. So now there's just the two on the ground, and they are going to stand up, one very slowly, and one is going to, well, they're both going to try to swing on Kieran again. The first one hits for 2,
I think that's my first damage.
and then the second one, it hits for 2, but because of how cold it wasn't quite into its actions, and it kind of jumps, hits you on the way with the shield,
Mhm.
and then also flies off the side of the mountain.
Okay, I still take 4 damage though total, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
and it is your turn.
Cool. I'm just gonna stomp on the one right in front of me because it's so small. The other one's gone. I'm just like, I'm done with this.
It is chunks of goop. There's just little chunks of it everywhere.
And I try to kick it off like it's dog poop. I'm like, oh, I'm scraping my boot on the ground.
Does Sage grab any of them and eat one?
Is there like she's just gonna look at the ones that Kyron is stomping on.
I'm
keep
go here. I'm gonna try to flick some at you.
Oh, I catch it, and I was like, thanks. And I was like,
Were you damaged?
I can't believe she ate it.
I was.
You were damaged?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, you heal back up to full health.
Great.
Yeah, my boot did that.
hmm
Do you tell anybody else that you healed up after eating it, or
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's some really good sour like gummy worm. I mean, it's a little like it's a taste of boot, but I think like Hiren like made it like a million times better. You should really get an social media account, like me and Emily, we can totally like teach you how to like operate and everything.
Yeah, and I clearly ignore her, and I pick up some of this goop. I put it in my pocket, but because my shorts are white, you can start seeing the color come through. I'm like, oh no!
And you can kind of feel like a warm, energetic kind of vibe presence coming off of him too.
All right, I
And
take
you-
it out of my pocket.
Do you do anything with it? You just take it out of your pocket.
I'll eat it.
Okay, you're healed back up.
Yeah.
I take out my knife and pry some off and ask, "Hey, Sage, do you think they could sponsor us?" And then pop it up in my mouth.
Emily, oh my gosh.
Sour
That's-
gummies, right?
Mm-hmm. Perfect, Emily. Where's Glamdrin? Like, he like totally spoiled off.
I hear a rumor of my voice in the distance, and I sprawl into holy crap! What the heck? Perfect hiccups. Sprung? My hiccups are insatiable right now. I sprang off to even further. Oh God!
This frog is so disappointed.
Oh, oh, it's coming again. Oh, this is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, he's off screen.
Yeah, I sprang off to. Oh.
He's been drinking himself into a stupor because we made fun of him.
Every time I say sprang, holy crap! I sprang off.
Yeah, he's gone.
You're
Sorry,
turning
hold
into
on. I got it. Shit.
Oh no, this game has taken a turn.
I know.
Yeah, you're done, dude.
I shift off into the distance.
So now that this level and the one below it are just covered in melted candy, viscera, and destruction, there are two stairs that go up on either direction and come together on the third floor. And over to the right, behind one of the staircases, you can kind of hear some crying and chewing, and then more crying and more chewing. Which way do you go?
So wait, in both directions there's crying and chewing?
No, only on the right side, but there's stairs that go up. Do you go check out the crying, or do you just ignore it and go up the left side to the third level?
We still need to find like Glamdrin and fix his mask. Like I hold him the two broken halves of the mask.
I imagine he'll probably follow behind. Like he's just a little embarrassed. He'll probably follow behind you.
Yeah, Glamdring's embarrassed about the fact that his mask broke and everybody knows he's a frog, even though they didn't knew it beforehand. And, he's just kind of hiding and sprunging along in the distance.
I'm gonna look up the stairs with the crying, what I'm assuming are children, and be like, I'm not on the clock. And I'm gonna go up the other stairs.
I'm gonna take out my velvet bag and hand it to Glamdrin. Like, maybe this'll do in the meantime, as a mask.
I hold it and
Like,
I just stare at it really desperately, and I'm like, I don't think so. My head is too large. And I sprang along.
Which way do you guys go up?
I feel bad for all those crying people. What
Could
do you
be
think,
a trap.
Emily?
Could be a trap,
Well-
but you never know till you go check it out, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it'd be good for our followers if we, did something good.
Yeah. Get into some shenanigans, as you will. Let's go over there.
Yep.
So just real quick, as Kieran is going up the other stairs, you hear that whoosh, ching, just like that large door. This door sounds a lot bigger. You're going up the left side, and it's on the right. You can tell the door is on the other side of the map. So you hear it, but you're not going to be able to get and check it out. And it closes.
Oh,
And you
so I'm like,
you can-
sure I made the right decision.
Yeah, and them on the other side, they kind of walk closer, and just behind. So each level kind of is a platform that comes out a little bit behind the stairs. And as you get to the stairs, you look over, and there's this grown orc, probably about 7.5 feet tall. He's got small horns on his head. He's green, yellow hair, and he's just crying and just stuffing his face full with candy. And you realize this was the fourth member of the last party. You only saw 3 stretchers go out. This guy's been stuck here. He's just crying, and he looks over and he's like, you need to leave now. And he's just covered in candy, just all over. It's on his chest and his mouth. As he's saying that to you, this huge, like 6 foot, not that big, just this huge hand comes reaching over the top. And the hand looks like it's made of Jawbreaker stuff, just kind of like a bunch of them pushed together. It just kind of reaches over and grabs the orc and just pulls it back on top. The hand looks like it was made of Jawbreakers. The arm looks a lot like saltwater taffy, just with jelly beans kind of interlaced in the whole thing. You can smell chocolate as it comes over. And the orc is just gone to the 3rd level just before you get any pictures of him taken. And you can...
Yeah, man, I caught like a smidge of it. Did you get anything, Emily?
I started to illustrate the drips because it'd be good for our social media sponsorship, but yeah, he ran away too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery.
Do you guys head up?
I want to meet Kieran's character, probably. Or wait,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm up the left side. You guys are starting to go up the right side. I'm assuming
Okay.
they both will
Probably
go eventually to the same.
But probably should catch up with Kieran. We'll be getting more social media like later.
I'm not that compassionate to go save him.
I can't
not
imagine.
Kinda like, no.
Can't imagine this boomer would be very good for your social media.
Dying would not be. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Glamdring? Where are you at?
I'm following Emily.
+1.
One thing Emily starts noticing as she's going up these stairs on the left side that you guys probably weren't looking out for. There's some scratch marks on the wall and what look like large footprints, like animal prints on the ground.
I want to check it out.
So you're gonna use you'll use track or
Mm-hmm.
okay.
What can you tell me about these prints?
They look like they belong to a mountain lion. Something that yeah. So there's a mountain lion close by somewhere on this mountain. It probably came like looking for like leftovers when people were gone because this arena's in the middle of the woods. So
Do the tracks look like they're smaller than horse prints?
I mean, it's it's like a regular sized mountain lion, so
That's
definitely smaller than a horse.
smaller than a horse.
And they come down the stairs and wrap back around the left side of the stairs, like where the orc guy was, but on the left.
So on the 2nd level?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a big mama walking around here. Looks like a mountain lion. What do you guys say we go and make a friend?
Ooh, I love friends. Just totally do that.
That might sound fine. Ribbit.
I want to use my stalking ability so we can go and track the lion without being noticed.
How does stalk work?
You and your party, well, should everyone agree, our party would stalk the lion without it noticing us as long as we try to be quiet. And then, I don't know, then we go follow it and
So
describe what we see.
For 2 adventure points, you discover the creature you were tracking. You can ambush them, or you get the first turn to do another ability, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so who's going with her to check out these tracks?
Yeah.
with
I'm
her.
gonna join Emily.
Knew I could count on
Don't
you.
believe I have the option.
Let's go on a lion hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm guessing
It's
we're
not
going-
hard. It's just down at the bottom of the stairs,
Okay.
trying asleep in what little shadows it could find.
I want to walk up and where would I touch this animal? I want to try to speak with it before it wakes up with the speak with animal.
Okay.
Or should I do animal partner? Well, I need to talk to it first and then see if I can be friends, right?
No, you can. I think you could just do the animal partner.
Or go like straight to pair bond. Let me see. Okay.
You know, I'm like, as long as you. So another thing in Quest for anybody who's interested in the game, there are different paths within each role that you choose, and you get to pick abilities from each role, but you have to learn them in a certain order that makes sense when you have the book or the digital copy. But once you have the higher level abilities, you don't have to necessarily do the lower ones in order to do it. So if you wanted to do animal partner, you could just go ahead and do it. You don't have to build up to it. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
You can go partner this animal.
Yeah.
Let's go partner.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to sit down in front of the animal and try to submit to it and sit the best I can in kind of like a crisscross formation. And I'm assuming it's still sleeping.
Yeah. So I imagine just like very slowly holding onto the mountain, like creaking and popping, you sit down.
Yeah, and I don't want to touch the animal to startle it. So if I
Okay.
could just like put my hand to where it can smell me
Yeah.
and
So
say, mm-hmm.
it's kind of just in the way the cats do. It kind of sniffs and just opens one eye and looks at you and just closes it again. But you can tell it's not asleep, but it knows you.
And I want to say, greetings, beautiful mama mountain lion. What brings you here today?
And with animal partner, I don't think you can speak to him, can you? But
Oh, a telepathic bond. So maybe I send waves of feeling of I'm here to help you
Okay.
and protect you. Be one of my clouder.
okay. So yeah, it just kind of stands up and stretches its back, and you can tell that it's just there to find some, like it came to find food and is now just relaxing in the relative quiet of the mountain. There's not many people coming through there. There's not a lot of folks messing with it, and then it knows once the crowd leaves, it can just go find food again pretty quick. So that's why it's there.
Cleanup crew, am I right?
It kind of licks its paw and nods its head at you.
Candy or not candy variety? What do I see dripping off of its face?
A little bit of both.
All right. I know which side I'm on. I won't get on your bad side. You want to go up these stairs with us? Potentially some more things you can eat up there.
Which one are you doing? Which ability?
I think animal partner.
Okay, yeah, she's into it. She stands up and just kind of like rubs her head and back on you and just starts walking towards the stairs where everybody else is at.
Okay. Sweet. Trudge ahead.
Glamdring, you going upstairs too?
Yeah, I'll follow Courtney, Emily.
Okay. As you guys get to the top, you can just hear even louder chewing noises, just like crunch. And it's pretty obvious where the orc guy has gone. He no longer is around, put it that way.
May he rest in peace. Party in
Yeah.
heaven.
Hashtag.
And I think Kieran is up front, kind of pushing towards. You know where this thing is at on the top floor since you heard the door opening. So he's not this. You're not totally sure what it looks like yet, but it doesn't know you're there yet either. So what do you guys do?
I can see it.
You know where it is, and like you can see parts of it sometimes as it moves its arm out while it eats the orc, but you haven't seen the whole thing yet.
But we're pretty sure this is how we end it, right? Like this is the end.
That's what it seems like.
Maybe.
Then I want to shoot my magic missile bolt things that always hit.
Okay, and you don't have, you just need to see part of it, right?
I think so. I didn't read it. You gave it to me.
Oh, that okay. Repeater.
I think they always hit.
Yep. Cool.
So 4 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely hit this thing, and you just hear this loud, just roaring sound. This roar. And then it like puts both of its hands. It sounds like it just slams twice. It just stands up, and you can see the head of this thing coming above the mountaintop.
Mm.
And you now kind of see this candy golem that's about 15 feet tall, so it's about a foot taller than the level is. You already saw one of its hands and arms that are just made of taffy and Jolly Ranchers and just look like pure muscle. And now you can see its head that just looks kind of like a chocolate roll sitting on top with a mouth filled with candy corn teeth. And it's not sure where the missiles came from, so it's not going to turn around on you. But now it knows something's there, and it's looking for you. And I think Emily's up next because the tiger or the mountain lion was starting to head up there, and you were sticking close to it pretty good.
Okay. Along with all the cat hair that I have on my cardigan, I'm thinking like maybe I have a couple of specks of catnip too that are like a little latent.
I
can
saw that on
gather
your
them.
character sheet. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really retconning, right?
Yeah.
And I want to give this lion a treat to try to berserk her a little bit so she
Okay.
can attack on our behalf. She has 6 HP, right?
Yep. And I control them. I think I control the cat.
Okay, my attack's for 2 damage. So I want to tell her, like, here's a little treat to a little after dinner dessert,
Okay.
if you will, and throw her some.
So it's not really interested in the catnip per se, but it looks at that saltwater taffy leg that this thing's got, and it runs and okay, so I rolled a 6. Let's do anybody who's new to the game. It's a tough choice. The mountain lion is going to succeed, and I'm going to give you a choice of 2 consequences. Either the mountain lion gets knocked into the side of the mountain and takes damage, or it only does half damage to the monster, to the golem.
How much damage?
3.
I feel like that's okay. I usually make ruthless decisions, but
Okay.
yeah, that sounds fine with me.
So it jumps at the leg and scratches the monster right as the monster swings one of its massive hands down and just hits it right into the cave. And you hear the cave kind of groan and crack a little bit, and then the mama cat jumps back up. And it is let's do Kieran.
I'm gonna use 4 of my action points to reload.
Oh, and no, Kieran, you went before the
Fine.
monster did.
Whatever.
Get back there.
I unload my 4.
Sage, you're up because you were with them. You were near Emily too.
I was working on my IG live. I was like, all right, everyone. So I'm like totally up this mountain now. We're like on the 3rd level.
Also, I
almost
imagine
there.
this is like you're carrying like a crystal ball with a glass screen in front of it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So I'm like holding it up and it's like, so it looks like shit's gonna go like way south right now, but we got this. I'm gonna put my spear away. And then I am going to go ahead and reach my bag and grab a red pill this time. Pop it in my mouth. And I'm gonna overcharge my burn ability and see if I can deal I'm gonna spend one hit, venture point to overcharge my burn ability, so it can deal 2 damage and it sets the candy monster golem on fire.
Okay. So you hit it, and its feet were made of chocolate candy bars, and the way it kind of catches on fire, and the saltwater taffy doesn't start burning up, but the feet melt and kind of solidify again once the fire goes out, and the monster is now stuck in that one central place. It can't move. And Glamdring, you're up.
Go get him, Glandrin! And I hold up my spear again. All right, everyone, back online.
Okay. I'm gonna slam with another magic strike
Okay.
from my sword
Sword.
for 4. I'll overload it as well. Yeah.
Cool.
You rolled
roll
a
the
4?
die.
No, you overload it. Damage.
No, you don't roll, but I am going to ask you to roll for as a consequence real quick. Roll for me real quick.
15.
Okay.
Solid.
Some of the jelly beans on its left arm kind of pop and fall off, and chocolate syrup just starts running down its arm and collecting on the floor. And it's not, it can still move it, but it's not, it doesn't look quite as strong as it was before.
I see
And,
I see a jelly bean launch out, and I flick out with my tongue, and then just eat it.
Were you damaged?
I don't know. I think it was tasty.
But you hadn't had any damage yet, I don't think.
No.
Okay, so you're good. You do feel kind of energized and more excited and joyful than you were a minute ago.
That's how my pocket felt.
Yeah. Was it, nobody was out in the, is everybody still behind the thing? No, Sage, you had come out to do the, because you had to do it. So it's going to take its right hand and just kind of spin it over right on top of you. And it just comes right down and just hits you in the shoulder for 3 damage.
Yikes. Ow.
And then it's going to take its left hand and just kind of go straight down and smash the mountain lion. And it hits the mountain lion so hard that she gets pushed down into the ground, and the door that the monster had come out of that you heard kind of cracks and pushes in a little bit, and there's some light spilling out of where that door was, but the mountain lion is not getting again right now.
Oh no.
That was a 20. Sorry about that. Kieran, no, Sage, you're standing right in front of you. You just got hurt. You're up.
Oh, I'm like kind of like awkwardly holding my spear. It's like, all right, probably not gonna be back for a while, guys. So
That's commitment.
hold on. Yeah. Since it's right next to me, I'm gonna go ahead and like reach out with my arm, my other arm that's not broken right now, on my shoulder. So I'm gonna hold out and try to grab it. I'm gonna use my thorn ability.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go ahead and roll and see. So it's gonna hit it for 2.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go and see if I can poison the candy, make it rot. 18.
Okay, so you hit it in the left arm again, and it's just kind of drooping by its side, and there's just more and more chocolate syrup coming out, and it's not moving that left arm like it used to. And Kieran, you're up.
All right. I was going to do a joke about examining the dead on this mountain
The mountain
lion.
lion.
Because like, examining the dead does, if I spend a minute, I can figure out how it died.
It's pretty, yeah.
Like, how did this mountain lion die? Oh, it was the giant hand.
Yeah, don't worry. I have an IG live. I'll save it and I'll upload it later on my
So
IGTV.
instead, because I look at the mountain lion and I can kind of clearly understand what happened, I just pull out my mallet and I go for that arm that's like spewing out chocolate and try to give it like a
Okay.
really big swack.
All right, roll for me.
4.
A 4.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. 4. You as you're running towards it, getting ready to swing, the right hand comes across and just punches you right into the door.
Should have just
But
examined
since
the
you-
dead.
You only take 1 HP of damage because while you're running, it kind of uses your motion against you, and it doesn't. You don't take the full brunt of the punch. But when you hit the door, it pushes more into the mountain. So, Glamdring, you're up.
Muted.
Still muted. Oh goodness. All right. I feel like I'm gonna try to bring another familiar back to life, and I'll use my familiar to summon another hedgehog.
Okay.
And
Hey.
I was frustrated with how quickly my hedgehog died before, so I'm just gonna say, "Hey, here, rest on my shoulder." And he's gonna chill for a second.
Oh, thanks, man. That's great. I heard what happened to Michael, and I wasn't really looking forward to you ever bringing me into it. So I'm glad we could.
Yeah, we don't
hang
talk
out.
about Michael. I don't know who that guy is. It's fine. Don't worry about
No,
it.
he's the guy that died in the caramel accident.
There's like a magic pool of hedgehogs.
That's that's fake news.
That is amazing.
Michael actually never. I don't know who you're talking about, but it's okay.
I mean, I guess he could have gone on vacation or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
he
that's
probably
fine.
he probably hung out with somebody else.
So what are we're just gonna hang out, or do you want to do it? What are we doing?
We're just chilling. You just chill here for a second, and then you're probably gonna go defeat evil.
He just kind of goes, huh, huh, and just flexes his muscles as he stands on 2 feet on your shoulder.
Yeah.
He's like, "Let's
I
go!"
give him I'm like, yeah, buddy, and I give him a punch right here.
Just a
but it's
little knuckle. Yeah, he's kind of gives you a fist bump back.
One little knuckle. Here's a fist
He's
bump.
like, "Ah, yeah, let's go!" All right, Emily, you're up.
I just need to confirm for myself that Mama Lion is dead.
Doctor
So-
said dead.
Yeah, I don't believe doctors. Okay, I believe what I read on Instagram.
Millennial.
Holistic health over here. And walk over there, and I want to scoop a little bit of chocolate syrup and just try to bottle feed her from my hand. I guess hand feed a little
God.
bit.
Why are you gonna make me do this? It just kind of mixes into the blood coming out of her nose, and just kind of
You
doesn't
just
do anything.
pouring chocolate over this dead animal.
I care about cats more than anything in this world. And I say, you made me proud. You made me so proud.
I don't think that count. That doesn't count as your action. You're
Okay.
good. Yeah.
I just needed to do her right.
Yeah. No, she's gone. She has
And now sticky.
ceased to be, and she's now sticky.
Okay, well, I turn around and grab my Morning Star out
Okay.
from my pack. And I don't know enough about, like, can you help me understand here? There's this golem thing, but you're
Yeah.
saying there's something else coming out from behind a door. So there's like,
There's just light. Like you can see this. The monsters have been coming from somewhere.
okay,
There's a door, and there's nothing currently coming out of it. There's just kind of light seeping from whatever is in, like the hallway that it is connected to.
I want to run over and try to stick the little like metal
The
part of
ball
the
of
mornings, yeah,
Okay.
in between the door and the frame and pull on it to open the door if I can.
Yeah. Roll for me.
12.
A 12. Okay. The door kind of pops and opens more. You guys could crawl under it if you want to, but it's not fully open.
Okay.
And, those
I
all you guys.
sprang over and tried to push it farther up.
Okay. The golem is trying to lean over and grab you guys, but because his feet have melted and he's stuck in the ground, he can't move. So he just lifts with his right arm, he grabs his left hand and just lifts up and just slams into the ground. I need all of you to roll a D. Are all of you going to the door and trying to open?
I am.
I was gonna keep trying to kill this guy.
Okay.
I probably stuck there, so yeah, I'm trying to kill him.
Okay.
Okay. So Emily and Glamdring, roll for me, both of you guys.
11.
16.
Okay, you get the door open and you both slip inside. And then Sage and Kieran, both of you give me a
2.
11.
Okay, so when this thing slams its hands down on the ground, Kieran kind of falls over backwards
That sounds right.
and takes another point of damage.
Cool.
Because you were over there by the door, so you kind
Yeah,
of
no, that's
fall
fair.
into
Yeah.
the door.
Yeah.
And now you're up again. And it's your turn.
What's the closest body part to me?
The left arm.
Cool. I'm gonna try to smack with my mallet again.
Okay.
18.
Cool. You hit it so hard that the hand, or everything from the elbow below, just falls off, and it just kind of roars back up to full height.
I'm assuming there's like chocolate pouring out.
Oh,
if I
you're
op-
just
Yeah,
you're just doused in chocolate
if I
syrup.
open my mouth, does somebody come
Yeah.
in?
Yeah, and like where there would be bones and stuff, there's like, do you guys know what cowtails are?
Yes.
There's like 2 broken cowtails sticking out, and like like more caramel muscle structure inside of it that you can see, and more jelly beans everywhere. Chocolate's all spraying all over the place. And Sage, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to. Falling here. I'm just like I'm still holding. Like I'm getting doused with chocolate, but I'm still holding my spear. Like almost got it. Karen just knocked. You guys see that? Like I'll post a replay, but sure. Karen just totally like knocked that entire arm off, and now we're like dripping in chocolate sauce. It's so good. And like I go ahead and see if I can get some of the chocolate sauce in my mouth.
Oh, does the chocolate before heal me?
Yeah.
Sick.
The timer in the sky now says 23 minutes.
Damn.
I feel like we're doing pretty good. That's only a little bit more than half our time.
So are you just talking to Instagram, or what you gonna do to the monster?
I am going to. Let's see. What can I do? I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll go spend another adventure. I'm gonna use my burn. I'm gonna try to like melt it more. Try to see try to melt the candy even more to like disintegrate the body, since I'm not really good at hitting things like Kieran is. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna overpower my burn again. Use another adventure point.
And that does 6, right?
That does 2 damage and it sets it on fire.
Okay. Its head has now started to shrink when it caught on fire, and it's just slowly getting smaller, and it's still standing up and fighting, but it looks rough. Its arms are down by its side, its knees are starting to buckle.
Are candy corn starting to fall out of its mouth?
Not yet, but there's chocolate sauce just oozing out, caramel sauce just oozing out. And you two are still out there with it. Emily and Glimdring are inside. The monster is going to try to just swing its right arm at Sage. And it just connects with your arm holding your phone for 2 damage.
Ow.
The phone doesn't break, but it hit you while you weren't paying attention.
Typical.
Oh, 3 damage. I'm sorry, not 2 damage. 3 damage.
Okay. Good thing I ate that chocolate sauce
one
and filled
more
that
damage.
1 more damage. All right. Emily and Glimdring, what are you gonna do?
What does it look like where we're at?
It's clean, sterile, middle hallway with torches on the wall leading down to a closed office door.
I want to toss them my shield in case it helps at all. Over to Sage. Like a
No, they're outside. They can't, and you've got this partially broken door in between you.
Oh, so I can't toss anything through the door at all? Okay.
No.
I guess we walk. What do you say we go check out that door down there, Glamdring? Cool. I'm gonna head over there.
Dan, that's you.
I do that.
I do that.
All right, Kieran, it's your turn. They're walking down the hallway. You just kind of hear the footsteps, but you got this monster.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep swinging at it.
Okay.
Dude, keep chugging along.
14.
14. You hit it in the left leg. Nope, you hit it in the right leg, and it starts to buckle and drop to the right side, and its right hand goes out to catch it before it goes off to the side, and it's your turn again.
Mine again?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we hit it again.
All right,
10.
10.
It's getting worse each time.
You hit the leg, and it breaks, and the monster's starting to slip off of the edge. But since you rolled a 10, right?
Yes.
So it's a tough choice. I'll give you 2 setbacks, and
I'll sacrifice whatever I have to do more damage.
okay. Your hammer breaks, or it only takes half damage.
Yeah, my hammer breaks.
Okay, you swing so hard that you just shatter its other leg, and it hits the ground, and kind of the wooden hammer breaks when it hits the bad angle. But the monster has fallen off of the cliff and is gone.
Worth it.
And as soon as that happens, the door at the end of the hallway where those guys were at burst open, and the 6-foot-tall wizard with a huge pink hat and stars and a gumdrop at the top comes flying out. He's got a long, flowing pink with a unicorn and a jack-o'-lantern. Like there's someone riding the unicorn holding a jack-o'-lantern, Sleepy Hollow style. And he just comes running out. He's like, no! This was not how it was supposed to go. You were supposed to die, and I was supposed to kill the village, and this was supposed to be my day.
Is this thing out with me?
I'm stuffing my face with chocolate cheddar. Like,
wait, is this
No,
out?
you guys hear him yelling, but the other two see him burst out of the office.
Okay.
Like, where did you guys come from? You were supposed to let me win.
I want to open up the door and follow.
You kind of squeeze in through the broken.
Yeah.
Okay. Sage, what are you doing?
I'm gonna finish eating up some of I'm gonna find some candy that's kind of scattered like the pinata, like the golem pinata,
Okay.
and just like try to stuff my face to like feel better.
So as you start doing that,
Mm-hmm.
there's this strange glittering effect that starts happening, and it starts at the top of the mountain and just starts to slowly shift down as you see what looks like magic leaving the mountain.
Oh.
And everything that used to be chocolate sauce starts to turn to red, thick, drying blood. The golem that you just defeated is now you can see that it was a large bear that had been magic to be a larger size, and there are bones and guts and viscera all over the side. And as you start to go down the mountain, the worms were this awful, the gummy worms were this terrible octopus looking creature that is now just scattered all over the place, and it just looks like sashimi exploded everywhere. And as you go further down, the caramel that you had seen was in fact a gelatinous cube monster. So there's just green everywhere. That was terrible. But you're sitting there just stuffing your mouth with bear parts, and there's fur everywhere.
Oh, hell.
And Kieran, you see that you're covered in blood now. And
It
the
doesn't faze
crowd
me.
the crowd that was outside has the music or the noise they were making is almost gone. They were part of the illusion. It's gone, and you're just in there with the candy man who's yelling, no, and he's just stomping and turning around and trying to get his grasp. And
I look around in horror and think to myself, man, this is worse than the Fire Festival of 2017. We need to document this for posterity. Does that?
I remember that. I was like wiping my hands. So gross.
he turns and looks at Emily and just points at you and says, "This is all your fault," and just points his hand at you, and 4 prismatic bolts just come right at you and just hit you on all sides, and you take 8 points of damage.
Dang.
What?
No more chocolate to eat either.
All of us?
Who are you?
Well, who was in the hallway?
I just had entered.
Not me.
Okay, so Emily takes 2 bolts for 4 damage.
Okay.
Kieran, you take 1 for 2, and Glimdring, you take 1 for 2. We'll split it up that way. That makes more sense because he's mad at all of you guys. And then it's Glamdring's turn.
I reach out and I just I'm so angry with how he's trying to interact with us. I'm like, yo, this is not cool.
And the
Yes.
hedgehog's like, hey, pal, why don't you, where do you get off cheering
Yeah.
us like that?
Yeah, he's charging off, and I go to pinch his grab, like his clothing, grab his shirt, and I lift him up 40 feet in the air.
Who are you talking about?
It's one of his abilities. Is called pinch. You imbue your fingers with supernatural strength, and for the next minute, you can lift up anything that like makes sense. So like you could lift a bully off the ground. As for the 40-foot thing, you're in a hallway that's about 14 feet, so you lift him up to the top of the
All
hallway.
right, I'll lift him up. Can I lift him up like voraciously, as though he gets hit into the ceiling?
Like splat.
Roll for me.
And this is the guy riding a unicorn?
This is the candy. Well, that's just on his cape. He's
Oh.
just standing there like in a full pink suit.
Okay.
Like
I rolled a 15,
okay, yeah, you hit him up in the roof for 2 damage, and he's
and then I
kinda
just
floating
drop
there.
him.
Roll for me again.
Oh, I dropped it. Oh no. Hold on, I lost
Dice down. Dice down.
18.
18. All right, yeah, you drop him, and he's now just kind of sitting on the floor looking at you like, this was supposed to be mine. And Kieran, you're up.
I'm just gonna take I'm holding my broken mallet, and where the head was, I'm assuming it's just like kind of shards of like wood, and I'm just gonna try to javelin it at him
Okay,
because I'm done.
roll for me.
9.
Okay. You can either do half damage or lose the handle.
Okay, I'll lose the handle.
Okay, so it just flies past his head. He just looks at it and looks back at you.
Wait, it
It just
doesn't hit
starts-
him?
No. Oh no, it did hit him. You
It
were
could
right.
have done half
You
damage
lost.
or no damage?
It hit him. You were right. I'm sorry. It clipped his head and kind of went on his cheek, grazed it, little slice on the skin. But it's now far behind him.
Okay.
But he's not. He's still just whining and crying and kind of like kicking his legs and hitting the ground. And it's Sage's turn.
I'm like still crying because I just like ate a bear.
It's not gonna be good for
Yeah.
your follower
Um,
count.
No, it's not. But my phone sphere got smacked out of the way, so it's broken. They don't have it.
And you still don't know about this wizard guy. You probably heard like the bolts exploding when it hit them, but you haven't been in there to see him.
You hear like grumbles coming
Um,
from me because I'm so angry at him.
Yeah, I'm like crying, and then I start getting like really angry, and then I'm gonna spend 2 adventure points to do animal form, and I'm gonna shift into similar form, like because I saw mama cat go down, and I know how much that broke Emily's heart. So I'm gonna shift into like a mountain lion and just like charge into the room.
Okay, so you get in there.
Mhm.
What do you do once you kind of squeeze through the door? What do you do when you get in there?
Do I see like the pink
Well,
cloak guy? Yeah.
You just see the 3 of them standing there. Emily's kind of bent over, hitting the wall, and then you just see this tall wizard sitting on the floor throwing a hissy fit.
I'm just gonna go leap up on him and just maw his face off.
Okay, roll for me.
Okay.
My mouth drops, and I'm really confused.
18.
18.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, you jump on him. Or you said you were biting him.
Yeah, I'm like tearing his face.
Okay, you go for his face, but he gets his arm up, and you just start biting on his arm. But
Mhm.
so now you're on top of him. He kind of stops crying for a second, because he's just shocked. he thought the mountain lion had died when he saw it on his screen, and it's Emily's turn.
I like wipe a couple tears. Like, I knew you could do it. Knew that chocolate syrup blood would help. I'm going into different character voice. Okay. I feel like she would sit there and start to document this. Or try to talk to him. So she's just gonna start on a sketch so that they can post this afterwards of their great adventure. And that's kind of her turn.
Okay. So no action, just documenting it. All right. Sounds good. He is just overwhelmed with this cat, and on top of him, he is going to use Blink, which trying to remember if I need to.
Is that also in Quest?
Mm-hmm. You teleport to a location of your choice nearby. You vanish, leaving behind a gentle gust of wind that is instantaneously appear near. So he just, as his arm is up with his other hand, he kind of snaps his fingers and is gone from underneath you and Catform Sage, and he kind of drops to the ground, and he appears at the end of the hall behind you guys and just yells, "Why couldn't you guys just let the golem beat you? I wasn't actually. I just needed something to do, and if I win, Dad lets me have more kids, and it's not fair." And now it's Glamdring's turn. You're closest to him now that he's appeared behind you, and you're muted.
I also use Blink.
You need to get better at this.
Yeah. I also use Blink over after him.
Well, he's like right behind you now.
Oh, then I just turn around and chuck my hedgehog at him. As I throw it at him, I also swing down with my sword.
The other one's name was Michael. Cherry is just like, yeah, let's go. And he can't attack, but since you threw it, the Candyman just puts his hands up and kind of grabs it. And you said you were just going to attack with the sword with Nightmare.
Yeah.
All right, roll for me.
18.
An 18. Okay, you kind of catch him. He drops Terry and just kind of grabs like his chest where you hit him at. But he's still there. Yeah. Then I think Kieran was next in the hallway. So you're up.
He's near the the side we entered in, or the other side?
Yeah, he's back near the broken door.
Oh, then I'm just gonna turn around and smack him with. What do I? Oh no, I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna do that death touch thing again. What's it called in this game? It's called Corrupt. So he automatically. I'm gonna touch his face where I hurt it, and that wound will turn black. And he'll take 1 damage, and he'll take another damage at the start of his other turn.
Okay. He grabs his face. He's like, "Oh, my face and my candy. No." And Sage, you're up.
Sage is still like just seeing the person disappear, but seeing they're just down the hallway, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really tight. So it's like she's kind of huffing. It's like if she sees Emily, she's just gonna sit down, just next to her, and just like lay her head on her lap.
It's weird.
They're there.
It was
Mother of kittens. You know your place.
Emily, you're up.
I'm gonna take out. I don't think I know that you're looking exactly like the Mom Alliance. I don't think I know that you're not her. I'm probably really confused. So I'm just gonna stroke her head, and take out. I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I'm gonna take out my knife that I have. I only have like one weapon I can use in this situation, and try to fling it towards the wizard guy that's still on the ceiling, correct?
No, he's down on the ground back near where the broken door is.
Oh no.
But you're throwing it
Completely
at him?
misunderstood this. Yes.
No, you're good.
Throwing it towards him.
And what was it? Which one?
It's like a knife. Just a small
Okay.
knife.
Yeah, just roll for me.
Mm-hmm. 3.
Okay. The knife just sails past him and gets stuck in the wall where he was sitting. He just looks back at you guys like, how did you guys beat my mountain? And it's his turn again, and he kind of looks at all of you. He's like, not today, not tomorrow. I win. And he kind of snaps his finger again, and you can see this glitter and stuff again. And the hallway kind of turns into a rainforest. And you can't see him anymore, but he's back behind some of the trees.
Can I still see him?
Mm-mm.
So he moved as well.
No, he hasn't moved. There is now trees between you guys.
Okay.
But I just touched him.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still arm's length away, right? Or are you right in front of him?
I don't know. I grabbed his face. So there's a single tree between us.
Yeah, or he might be in the tree. Who knows? Yeah, but it's now your turn, Kieran.
All right. I'm going to look around and see if I see him first.
Okay, you don't.
I thought you said you were just on the other side. I thought you said he didn't move.
Yeah, but you just look around, you don't see him. Do you move?
Sure.
Okay, when you start moving to the left to get away from him, you kind of step into one of the trees and the illusion's gone and you can see him. But everybody else sees this huge rainforest in the hallway. And you just see the hallway again and he's standing there just looking at you like, how did you do that?
All right, I'll hit him again. What do I have? I don't have a mallet anymore. I'm just going to give him a big old kick with my boot.
The chunky boots.
Yeah, I'm going to try to kick him into the wall.
Roll for me.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh, 1 is
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it always is.
You swing to kick him, but for some reason, maybe you were thrown off by the rainforest that appeared. It reminds you of home, but you just kick so hard you spin around, fall on the ground, kick yourself in the head, and you're stunned for a turn.
I kicked myself in the head.
It's a big chunky boot.
It's a
Good
big
kicker.
chunk.
You felt bad. You have to skip your next.
All right.
Glamdring, you were the next closest to him before the illusion kicked in.
I sprang over to the last location that I saw him at, and
As
I
soon as
clapped.
you move, it's gone, and you're like right in front of his face.
Before I even did that, because as I went, and I clapped, which will hit hit him for 2 HP. It's just a thunderous wave that I cast in before me.
Okay. And he is definitely smaller than a horse. So when he gets hit, he sprawls backwards and just lands on his butt again. And it's just an awe looking up at you. And it's Sage's.
Oh, sorry, he's knocked to the ground, obviously.
Yeah, he's on his butt.
Cool.
I look up from my nap, sniff the air, smell his like pink rainbow essence, and I just like look up at Emily. I nod my head, and I like charge, and I leap onto his body on the ground, and I will try to tear at his face again.
Okay, roll for me.
Okay. 8.
Okay. Let's. All right, you bite his arm again because he's still able. He sees you leaping at him. He gets his arm up, and you bite it, and he's looking real rough. But it was since you rolled the tough choice. Does he take half damage from your attack, or do you land prone behind? Like, does he swing you off after a full?
He can push me off. That's fine.
Okay. So you're now behind him against the door on your side, and we'll have to use an action to get up next.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily, you're up.
Okay. I stand up and I'm coming to the realization that I'm not connected with this animal. I'm starting to put it together. That's not Mount Mama. But I go searching. I think I'm the only one left in the hallway. And so I'm going to go look into the trees with my morning star.
And as soon as you do, the illusion is gone, and you can see him and everyone else.
And he's sitting, right? Because he fell over. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get him with the morning star across his chest.
Okay. Roll for me.
A 1.
A 1.
Woohoo!
All right. Okay.
Take
A
away my
1.
last weapon. Do
I dare you.
it.
You throw it, and it hits the wall behind him, but because you're so angry about what he did to and your confusion with the new mountain lion, it bounces off the wall twice, catches you in the knee, dropping you to one knee and giving you 3 damage.
Okay.
And now it is his turn. And he... How does this one? Sorry. He is going to cast Splitting Image. And he disappears for a second and he comes back. There are 2 of him sitting on the ground looking at both of you. And they both start to kind of scoot back to the door. He's like, "No, please, I'm sorry. I didn't to drag you guys into this, and it's supposed to be for fun, you know. Can and it's Kieran's turn.
I don't have a turn.
Oh, that's right, you're out. And that was the last one you had to skip. Glamdring's turn.
Dan.
Yeah, I know. Just processing. I pull my familiar up and I kind of spring him out into the world, and I say, "Go seek out any evildoers that we can. Give me some information on what's going on out there."
All right, he's gone. Are you going to attack one of the duplicates?
Oh, is he not going to research on the guys that are right next to me?
Well, I mean, he can't attack them to figure out which one's real or not. He can go look around, but all he's going to find is bare viscera and a crowd that's not
he
there.
Cannot attack?
No, not the familiars.
Wow, that's useless. Shit.
Well, I was going to... Usually he'd be able... But you're literally the only 5... The whole crowd was an illusion.
All right, then I'll clap him.
Okay.
Since not wave hit with nearby 3 nearby creatures for 2 HP.
All right. The one on the right disappears, and the one on the left is looking real woozy. His nose is bleeding a little bit, and he can barely sit up. And it's Emily's turn.
I think I'm still in front of him. Or I fell forward because I got hit in the knee, right? I'm going to stand up, and I'm kind of at the end of my patience. And I think my morning star is kind of nearby. I'm going to pick it up and kind of put the chain part, like, I don't know. I want to pin him against a wall or something. He'll probably blink out of it. But I'm going to say, "Hey, mister, how do we get out of here?" For one.
It's like, all I gotta do is just go out of the gate. I'm not gonna stop you.
Where's the treasure?
He just kind of coughs up blood. And he's like, "I've got like 20 gold in that office. Maybe a few bags of jelly beans."
Okay, I want you to come and show us what you could give us.
All right, he stands up. Do you help him up?
How bad off is he looking?
He can barely stand up.
I don't
without
really want to
support.
help him. Okay. Fine. If he can't do it on his own, I'll help him up.
Just
but
kill
if
him.
he couldn't. Or I will totally give over this turn to someone else to kill him.
I
But I
think
don't want to.
you help him up, and then it's Sage's turn.
Okay, I'll do that.
I'm laying down on the ground, so I'm just gonna slowly get up. Just still looking menacing. That's all I can do for my turn, because I was prone, so
Okay.
I'm actually gonna get up. Yeah, so I'm just.
And
like,
he's
No.
slowly limping down the hallway back towards the office with Emily's help. And Kieran starts to stir and get up again. And as you do, you see him reach for a dagger on his left side. It's Kieran's.
Mm.
I'm going to try Ron by kick him again because I see him grabbing that knife.
Okay.
16.
All right. You kick him from behind
Yeah.
out of Emily's arms, and he just falls on the floor straight forward.
Yeah.
And just kind of, you can't tell if he's dead or knocked out, but he's not in a good
But
shape.
people-
And as soon as he hit,
People can
he
see the
kind
knife,
of-
right?
yeah, they
Okay.
saw that he was holding the knife.
Yeah. So
But not long after he's blacked out,
Like, what?
from his center, he starts to ripple and just kind of scatter and turn into glitter and then dust, and then just that's gone. And you can kind of hear like a ha 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 on the wind as it disappears. And once all the dust is gone, the doors open, and you guys are free to leave. On the way out,
I look at my
Huh?
watch and I pronounce him dead.
yeah, as you leave the cave, you look up at the sky right before it disappears. 5 minutes left. And even though there's no treasure or anything waiting back to you, Thompson had left a bowl of candy on his wooden garage as you're leaving. And you know that you beat the mountain in less than an hour.
Yeah, we did
Nice.
Good job, guys.
Mhm.
I'm not eating that candy though.
it. Mm-mm.
Could be
So
eyeballs or
now
something.
mine shifts back into Sage. Like, fucking candy.
You did it. You beat my mountain puzzle.
Right on. Thank you, Zach.
Thank
You're
you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Nancy, for coming and joining us. I hope you had
Thank
fun.
you for having me. Yeah, I did.
Thank you, Courtney and Dan, as well, for playing, as always. I hope you guys enjoyed this first live stream. I know we had some technical difficulties, but I think for the most part, it worked out pretty good. We're going to try it again, I think, and for the next episode. So we'll update everyone when that is. In the
Yeah,
meantime,
thank you, TC, for the great system.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful
Yeah.
work.
Today we played
Super fun.
Quest instead
For
of
sure.
Beautiful.
5e. So that was really cool and really fun. It's a much easier and like simpler to understand system. So I'd recommend it for anyone who's like trying to play with their friends who don't normally game or kids, because it allowed a lot of cool storytelling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I guess in the meantime, follow us on Twitch because that's where we're going to be live streaming. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter to see when we're live streaming. In the
iTunes
meantime,
podcast.
iTunes podcast, where we're still going to keep pushing it there. If you want to go give us a review there, that'd be pretty great. I'm sure that would help a lot.
And word of the mouth, word of mouth, sharing people. Because right now we don't pay for advertising, but word of mouth does a huge, helps
For
so
sure,
much.
for sure.
Yeah. And I think Ann28 just asked in the chat if we're going to do a video on demand. I believe because I've recorded this, I'm going to put it on YouTube when we're done. So to be able to get on YouTube, on Twitch, on podcasts, like if you want to listen to it,
Spotify.
yeah, you'll find it if you want it. All right, guys, everyone, everyone, stay safe, stay indoors, and stay away from your friends. Bye.
Flatten the curve.
Bye.
Flatten the
Flatten
curve.
it.